Hi, this is Patty Bennett back with another video tutorial for you about how to make these cute little paper flowers. They're just adorable and you can use them on projects, you can wear them. They're so easy to make. I want to show you how to do that. At our Love to Stamp group meeting in March, this is one of the projects that we did. I showed them how to use the new Board Chipboard Heart, cover it with DSP, and then make a flower to put on there as a decoration. You'll find the chipboard hearts in the Occasions mini catalog, and there are 3 different shapes to choose from. In the onboard book, Chipboard Shapes, we used the heart. So it's a great deal because you get 8 of these in a pack for $4.95. Can you believe that? You can either use them as a book, like this picture shows. It's just darling. It even comes with the chain to go through the holes and keep it together. Or you can use them individually. So ours are going to be used as a tag for our bag. For the paper, we used the fabulous and free Welcome Neighbor Designer Series paper packs. These paper packs have 72 pages in them. They're double-sided, fabulously fun prints, and it's free during Celebration. Now Celebration ends at the end of March, so don't forget to stock up on your fun free products. This is what the paper looks like in the mini catalog here, in the Celebration catalog. It's called Welcome Neighbor, and those are the 72 designs, and I've been using these on a lot of projects. These are really fun to use. Okay, so with each $50 order you can get a pack like that. For our flower, I told the gals to choose 2 different papers, and I like to use 2 contrasting papers, a darker and a lighter, but that's not mandatory. You could use any kind of paper. For this one I even used parts of an old dictionary, and I used paper that was Xeroxed from some old vintage cards. So you could do anything, but while we have this free paper, I thought this was a great way to use it. Now the punch that we're using is the extra large fancy flower, and it's in the Occasions mini catalog. Here it is. It is a great punch. I think it's got to be my favorite new punch. Well, because I love flowers. I guess I'm partial to flowers. So here is the punch, and we're going to unlock it from the back by sliding that open. And then I use my punches upside down just so I can see where I'm punching and I can get the maximum area punched. I'm going to do 2 of the lighter ones and 3 of the darker ones. Alrighty, so there we have our 5 flowers punched. The way I start is I take each one, I put it in the palm of my hand, and I just sort of squish it like this. And it gets it to start molding into that flower shape. Some demonstrators and stampers like to spritz their paper with water first, or you could spritz it with the mixture of rubbing alcohol and shimmer paint, and that dampness helps get the flower a little more pliable. But this works for me. I just use my hand like this. So there's all 5 layers. Then I'm going to take my paper piercing mat and lay it down in my workspace. And then I'm going to use the darker one and the lighter one. And then I'm just going to alternate and fill that up there. And then my paper piercing tool, and just poke it right in the center like that, making sure not to go through my table. And then I'm going to choose one of the brown large brads for this one. I think this is going to look nice with the orange and the brown. I know it's not fall, but I think that it's going to look cute. And then of course open up the legs on the back like that. And then for each layer, starting at the top, I lift them up and I really squish them in the middle. And I know they were all saying, "You mean really, really squish them?" I said, "Yeah, really, really squish them." So I'm going to do the top 4 layers that way and leave that bottom layer kind of flat. It just has a little bit of shape to it from squishing it in my hand. Okay, so there's the top 4 layers squished, and then the bottom layer is kind of flat. And then you just peel it open a little bit. You don't want to do it all the way flat, but you just give it a little bit of shape like this, and you let some of the layers be kind of wrinkled up and some of them are a little bit flatter, and then you can twist them around the brad if they got kind of lined up again, even though I put them on there staggered. So I'm going to make sure that they stay staggered. And so then you just have a fun flower with nice little scrumpled up petals. And here's another one that I did with some old dictionary pages and some DSP from that package. And then here's the one I did with the old dictionary and the Xeroxed pages of vintage greeting cards. So there you go, just a fun idea for a real quick flower, and it actually does mail okay. It just flattens a little bit, and then the recipient can just fluff it up a little bit if they wanted to. I hope you enjoyed that and found that helpful. I wanted to show you my swap from our meeting. It uses kind of that same idea, although what I did instead of totally squishing that flower was I took my bone folder and I just did this to each petal, kind of like your curling ribbon, and that just fluffed up each petal like this, and then it stands up just a little bit. So that's another way to use that punch and your wonderful free paper. That was my swap. So go have fun and make some flowers.